And joining us now, the ace of the Houston Astros who got the win in Game 5 of this Fall Classic, Justin Verlander, joins us now on MLB Tonight. Justin, congratulations. And what does it feel like to know you got this record and you can put it aside that everyone in the media talks about, and you got a World Series victory to your Hall of Fame resume?
I don't even know, man. I don't even think it's set in yet. What an incredible game, first of all. I mean, obviously, this win, much like most of the wins in my career, doesn't happen without the guys that came in behind me. Obviously, I only went 5 innings, but, I mean, it was a heck of a grind, especially the first 3 innings these guys had a great game plan. After last night, I feel like they completely changed their game plan. We're trying to get on top of heaters, and thank goodness my slider and curveball clicked, and I was able to kind of lean on those a little bit in the latter half of my outing.
So the first game, everybody talked about all the breaking balls you threw, right?
Yeah.
But tonight you can't sit there and go, okay, I'm mixing some fastballs, but you just said I had to have my slider and my curveball get me through.
Yeah.
So what were the adjustments you made, do you think, going into the game? And obviously you made an in-game adjustment, but what was the plan going in?
Well, Harold, if a pitcher is not in sync and my timing's not right and the ball's kind of rolling out of my hands, slider, curveball are kind of like rolling out, it's... You guys recognize
You're gonna hit
that.
it.
I mean, you've seen a million pitches in your career, and all of a sudden you see it pop just a little bit or kind of roll out, and that gives you just that little bit of advantage that a lineup like these guys who are hot, it's all the advantage they need. So, I knew after my last start, I had 9 days off from 9 or 10, I forget, but from the start before to that one, and some bad habits crept in and was kind of rushing down the mound and wasn't able to be in sync and get on top of the ball and leverage over my off-speed stuff. So kind of went back to the drawing board a little bit in between starts and was right back to work after my first start after Game 1. And honestly, the extra day helped me. I was able to throw an extra bullpen. We got it that rained out. So. I threw 2 bullpens in a row and knew I had a lot of work to do, and it wasn't an easy adjustment, so I needed as many reps as I could. And honestly, after the first few sliders I threw tonight, I was like, oh, thank goodness.
I got something for you.
With that being said, JB, take me through what's going through your mind, the thought process, attacking Castellanos, that final at-bat in the 5th. You know the game situation. You know where you're at. You know it's probably your last hitter that you're going to face. What's going through your mind as you're processing how to attack Castellanos to get him out?
Well, there's so many things going through my mind in that moment. It's, wanted to swing at it, did swing at it. That was a similar swing. So I went back to the fastball, and that was a similar swing to the one that he had in Houston, and I threw him a changeup.
That caught everybody off guard right there.
Not
seeing
Nick,
that changeup come out.
The right-on-right changeup's a unique move for you, right?
Yeah, very. And Maldi, I talked to Maldi before the game, and I said, Maldi, I'm going to give you most of the calls tonight. And I really just want to focus on execution. And I've worked so hard on my mechanics in between starts. It's going to be really hard for me to sit there and evaluate pitches, evaluate swings, and also try to rein in these new mechanics that I've got. So I gave him a lot of the leeway, and he called changeup, and he doubled down on it. He said he called changeup, and I'm like.
Take us through that. Take us through when Maldi came out to the mound.
Yeah.
You're sitting here grinding it out. You're fighting through that bat. And then y'all take a little time out, and he comes out, take everybody at home into what that conversation is like.
The conversation is let's get this pitch right. That's basically, this is the ball game here, or potentially could be. And in those situations, we're not gonna risk this back and forth between him and I and what's the right pitch here. So and Maldi, to his Maldi does so much work. He does in the age of analytics, which has blossomed since I've been in the game, he does more work than any catcher I've ever seen, and he's more prepared than any catcher I've ever seen. So when he comes out there, you listen. And we have a conversation. It's not so easy because everybody's yelling, but we just have a conversation. I tell him my opinion, he tells me my opinion, and we just want to make sure we get this pitch right. Let's not mess up here and regret it later. And that was basically what went down, and we both agreed on a pitch and just went from there.
We've known each other a long time. MVPs, you name it, all the way back, getting a chance to talk with you. One of the traits of you has always been I'll start out 94, 95. Pretty soon I'm getting to 97. How do you know when to reach back? Because tonight you were 94, 95, and then you reach back some 97, 98s. How does that work in your thought process?
I mean, to be honest, tonight it just took me a little bit to get loose. I think that it took me a little bit to get the mechanics sync that I was working on. The tempo was a hair off. You saw me yanking some fastballs just a little bit. You know, Bryce Harper's a good example of somebody that I yanked a few, walked him a couple times. You know, I think it was more of a tempo and timing thing than anything tonight.
Yeah, and you're soaking wet not because you were sweating profusely.
No.
What treatment did you get in the clubhouse?
I got a shower. I got a rookie shower for my first win. The boys put me in the cart, rolled me in the shower, and just poured all sorts. I got soap on my knee. I got shampoo. I don't know, ketchup, mayo. I don't know.
Is it weird to say you deserve it? I mean, you deserve it. Well done.
I loved it.
Yeah, that's great.
Are you serious? It was just amazing. These guys, you know, we're a tight group of guys. We have so much fun, and you know, that's just one of those moments that whenever my career is said and done, that you know, no matter what, I'll always remember them doing that.
One last one. I got one last one.
I can't wait. Oh, go ahead.
I got to get this in. Because when I saw the Chas McCormick play, fellas, it felt like he saved a no-hitter. Like, understanding how important this game was, probably for you, JV.
It's a great point.
Him being able to make that catch to save your win. Yeah. I mean, is he going to get a rollie, some kind of prize? I mean, it's got to be something coming for Chas.
I mean, look at it. You see Press's reaction right there, so you know it's well hit. And then Chas, you know, the balls have been flying, especially in the World Series. So, you know it's got a chance. And then, you know, Chas he's a great baseball player, man. He's out there, and he's he's going to give you your all. He goes out there and makes that catch, and it's just.
So he's not getting a rollie.
Well, you know, if you want to talk about plays, let's also talk about Trey Mancini.
Yes, what a play!
You know, let's not let that go.
You're giving out a lot of rolls tonight, huh? Man.
After the game, you know, we you know, after every game in the locker room, we always give props to the guys that had a good game, and you know, Trey Mancini, not to be overlooked. Yuli Gurriel, one of the best defensive first basemen in the game of baseball, comes out. Trey Mancini comes in and makes an incredible play.
Yeah.
To possibly save us the game. I mean, I don't know how hard Schwarber hit that ball, but every ball he
bullet,
hit
well over 110 miles an hour.
Right?
Yeah.
So, you know, and he makes that play. And, you know, he told us after the game, he said, I'm not necessarily known for my defense, but I haven't been hitting very well, so I was glad to contribute.
Oh, that's awesome.
And, you know, just like, you know, those things get overlooked. And it's just, you know, Chas also an amazing play, but let's not let Trey's get overlooked either.
They're fired up.
I can't wait to see the celebration when you win a Cy Young.
Oh, that's coming up later. Let's see him celebrate a World Series title again. Hey, Justin Verlander, congratulations, my friend. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for the time. We really appreciate it.
All right.